Welcome to Ties of Faith. I'm Christine Watkins, your host.
And I'm Frank Brilliant, your co-host.
Today, coming into the garden, we have Chris Meehan. He's an actor and a writer. He is the youngest of 8 Catholic siblings and a self-proclaimed favorite child. And he's going to talk to us about secrets. Yes, because we are only as sick as our secrets sometimes. Frank, do you have any secrets?
Whoa, hey, whoa. Me? I mean, why did you ask that question?
With what we're talking about today, just give me one secret.
I'm not really used to, telling my secret. Isn't it the whole point? Secrets are secrets for a good reason.
Well, sometimes it's not so good to hold them in. So I'm giving you an opportunity to heal.
Okay. Here's one. So, we've been doing this show together now for a little while, and I feel kind of disappointed, I don't know, maybe even upset because of... Okay, here goes. You're familiar with Big Bird on Sesame Street?
Yeah.
So... look at him, he's got feathers, yellow feathers, he's got a funny voice, he's got these wings, he can't even fly, and he's hit the big time.
Oh.
Okay?
Yeah, a little bit of jealousy there.
That's my secret.
Yeah, well,
Actually, I feel a little better.
You feel better?
Yeah.
See, it works.
Wow.
It can work.
Yeah.
Let's find out more about how revealing secrets can really help you heal.
Okay.
You ready? Hey.
Oh,
Chris.
It's great to be here.
Nice
Thank
to
you so
meet
much.
you.
I know
Wow.
you're married. Thank you.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's awkward.
Doing this without dinner and a
Okay.
movie. Thank you so much. It's great to be here. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Have you ever seen
Thank
like those
you so
one-man
much.
shows with the actor?
Yeah, it's turning into that.
They're
It's turning
humble.
into that.
So
There
thank
are
you
more
for coming
people
out,
here. There
for
are
listening
more
to my
people.
alcoholic father for 3 hours. I want to thank the tech people that I forgot their name. I'm so humble. Thank you. It's great.
This is my friend Frank.
Hey, what's up? Hey, whoa!
No, you go shake his hand, but don't hurt him.
Are we buds or pals or friends?
Frank, I like it. Mustache Mondays. Hey now.
Are you trying to?
I'm a successful business owner. That's right.
Have a
Is
seat.
he? Yeah.
Have a seat.
Yeah.
This is like the garden. I feel like Forrest Gump. This is on the little bench here. This is Christine. I'm digging this. This is like the
it?
Garden of Eden.
It's very close.
We're in Genesis.
It's called the Garden of Discovery. That's where you are now.
Wow, the Garden
Yeah.
of Discovery. It does seem, Genesis, I guess, each day we learn something.
Keep discovering.
Keep discovering.
Don't stop.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And what we want to discover today is what you've learned in your personal life about secrets, keeping them versus revealing them, and how it can help. Like, why is it not good to hold on to all of one's secrets?
Secrets overall, I've found, isolate me. And I think it's Thomas Merton wrote that book, No Man is an Island. And I think secrets are like a bizarre narcissism, as if I'm the only one that has this problem, or I'm the only one that has this secret. And there's a level of pain there and fear. And people will say pain shared is pain lessened. So I would say that's the unhealthy side of secrets. I think with Facebook and social media, there's this comparing. I do this all the time. Whenever if I'm at a studio or something like that, or someplace where people think it's the big time, I'll check in there. You get all these responses, but really I was just delivering food. I didn't have an acting job, But it is amazing how that comparing your life to other people as if they're special. I'm going to say a secret here. Frank might be able to help me out here. Is I was reluctant to admit that I was uncertain. Or, go. I didn't know. Actually, sometimes my inability to know God was shameful, and I felt like a hypocrite. And once I admitted that and realized that a lot of faith is not without doubt, it's struggling through that doubt and being vulnerable and open to it. And I've discovered that with Catholic rituals, they keep me in the game. They keep me in a culture that keeps me going until I get that God moment, or something like that. And as I read the saints and these people, Mother Teresa, they have a certain their romance has died off. Just like any relationship, there's a certain amount of romance, and it doesn't take any work. You're just in love, or it's exciting, and then things die out. And I think with uncertainty, and God is, when the romance is gone, what do I do with it? And so I guess
So you're saying like the saints fall in love, but then hard times can hit and the saints remain faithful? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and in the darkness, in that not knowing or that doubt.
And some saints have had doubt, some haven't, but it plagues some people very much so.
But they find God in that. I have found God in not knowing. But to admit it, when I'm hanging on like I know everything, and it's ridiculous, and I don't. And it makes me vulnerable, which, I know, Frank, it makes me vulnerable. And I think, and it exposes me. And in that, I discover God because I need him. And
can I reference Merton again? You referenced Merton earlier.
Yeah.
Big fan of Merton here. He wrote that poem about not knowing. He just, oh my God, I completely want to admit to you that I do not know anything, and I hope that only my desire to please you in and of itself is good enough. So here's a saintly type of fellow who admitted to not knowing.
Wow.
And was okay with it. I love that little prayer.
Well, he's saying, I don't know your will. Like, I don't know what you want
from
me.
Yeah,
that's what he's saying.
Doesn't know.
Wow.
He doesn't know. I
Hence
don't know
his
what
last
you
name.
want from
Brilliant.
me, but I'm trying to do your will, and I hope that the fact that I'm trying to do your will is good enough.
Yeah, and so I think that was one secret that it was shameful, or I thought everything would fall apart if I could admit that I have doubt.
Yeah. What else? What's another secret?
Another one, I think, is loneliness, is to really admit that I can be profoundly alone. And I've discovered that almost everybody feels this way. There's this yearning that each human person has, and it's this loneliness. And once I admit that, it creates a space to be filled. And I'll fill it with exercise or travel, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when I've discovered once I let that secret out, that I feel alone, and I don't have it together, it creates a space. And what I've discovered is that through God, or people will say a higher power or a higher force, to fill that. And it's a very it's an experiential experience. I don't quite know how to put a button on it. Is there a moment
when that happened to you, when you were somewhere and you felt so alone and you felt God come in?
I was, I was in New York City, and I was having a pretty good time.
That's pretty crowded.
It's very crowded.
Yeah.
I was visiting a friend, and he's married, and he was busy moving, so we couldn't hang out all that much. But I was cruising around New York, and I used to live there. But I realized I didn't know anybody quite there. There's no place to visit. And I was on a ferry going underneath the Manhattan Bridge, and I was taking pictures.
There's no place to visit in New York?
Well, there's no people. There's plenty of things to visit.
Oh, meaning you didn't have any people to visit. Like Frank wasn't there at that time.
Frank wasn't there. I didn't even know Frank. Frank was just like a piece of fleece when I was having this. And then God created.
We could have hung out. People know me in New York. It's the garment district. I get my ties there. Come on.
He got himself there.
Actually, I've heard about Mr. Brilliant's ties.
Yeah.
I should probably wear one.
I mean, say more, but maybe not now.
Okay, good. So but this is very interesting because it really hit me, and it was quite near depressing. I was looking up, and I was posting all these Facebook things, and people were tagging it.
So you've got your cell phone, you mean?
Cell phone, taking pictures, and really funny quotes, and profound. Look at the Brooklyn Bridge, the cathedral over the East River, and
so
blah, blah,
trying
blah.
to connect.
Trying to connect and show, but really completely lonely. So with most smartphones, the battery was horrible and it died. So I got off at Wall Street, and I didn't have a phone, I didn't have a distraction, and I just was like, wow, and I couldn't charge it. And I was there in the middle of Wall Street by myself, and tons of people, and it was very interesting, and I just had this darkness. There was something just this void. It was very, it was just profound loneliness. And I couldn't get away. There wasn't a cup of coffee or a beer or anything that was going to fill it. So I just sat there on the steps, and started to cruise around, and there's a church down there. So I cruised in there, and I heard like chanting or singing or something like that. And I went to the side of the vestibule, and I just wanted to kind of sit in the back. But these people welcomed me in. They pulled me right up next to the cantor. So I was stuck there for an hour, which was hilarious. And it just struck me that I needed a place to go. I needed people, and I needed God. And to admit that, I want to pretend that I can do everything on my own. And when I was there, it just hit me, you know, and it was an okay service. It wasn't like, you know, da-da-da-da-da-da, but I just realized it was a vulnerability that the loneliness created that said, wow, I need God, I need people. And it just seems so basic, but it hit me there. And so it made me surrender.
Oh.
So the secret, so it wasn't scandalous. I'm sure I have plenty of scandalous secrets, but this was something that was hard to tack down, but it was really like a loneliness and a doubt and the lie that I have it all together.
Oh, that lie.
You know? And that is everybody has that. That's the thing. That's the truth. Everybody has this thing.
That reminds me of that quote from Philo the Greek, or one of those fellows back then, was, be nice, for everyone is fighting a great battle.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm brilliant, you know, I am brilliant. You have any questions about that anymore? No.
No weakness there.
No weakness there, baby. No weakness there.
Just good quote,
Just
though. I mean,
pure
you know,
brilliance.
You know
yeah.
what? I got to tell you, Frank, Big Bird couldn't float that one out.
that's what I was saying earlier. You know?
He's stuck on vowels and what does a red train look like? Guess what? It's a red train.
Yeah.
You know, Frank?
He's no profound wisdom quotes like I'm throwing out, huh?
No.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I don't want to
yeah.
compare you or say that he's lesser, but
He might
So
be.
how does one, I mean, a lot of people think, well, I have this big shadow, I have this secret, I have this thing, I feel unworthy, I don't feel adequate, I don't feel like anyone would love me. I mean, these are some of the secrets that I hear in counseling all the time.
right.
How does one embrace the shadow? Because the shadow is there wherever you go. If you go somewhere, there's your shadow.
Yeah.
How do you deal with these things?
I think one, revealing that shadow. So, right, Carl Jung would talk about that. I read a guy recently, Phil Stutz, is very, he has a book called The Tools. So if I borrow some things from but through some of that reading is confronting your shadow and bonding with it. So I'll paint a person, he looks a little bit like me as a freshman, insecure, skinny body type.
You mean paint in your mind?
I'll put it right in front of me.
In your mind?
In my mind, but I'll put it right in there. And then, but the one thing is, and then I'll bond with that. And I won't, with auditions and things like that, a lot of times I'll go in, I'll say, you insecure person who doesn't know what's going on, you stay out here, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna crush this. I'm gonna get this show. And what happens is a shadow, right? And so the theory behind this, and it works when I can do it.
And is there an example recently when you did this? You brought your shadow
The
in?
show. I had a great audition. Didn't get the part. I don't even know if I did well in the audition, but it was a network. I think it would be. It was Will Ferrell was doing a project, and it was a great script. And I got an audition, and it was at a studio, and the producer was going to be there, the casting person, and the writer, and one of the stars. So there's a lot of pressure, and I could not. I was in church. I was distracted, and it basically ruined 3 days. And I got the necessary coaching. I did all the work.
Yeah.
But I thought, what am I'm not finding this. And so I said, I don't feel worthy of this. I don't feel like I can do this. And so I
So you have that tape of I'm unworthy?
Brought it right out in front of me. And I put it here, and I said, you're right. That's the way, that's my second self. But it's still me. It's my shadow. And it's kind of but the thing is to bond with that and then go bring it on. Like it makes me expansive because when I go into the room, it's me.
It's not just part of you. You're not denying this other self.
It is me. It is a part of me. And in fact, I think investigation, the more I go into that, the more I'm seeking approval. I'm seeking, I want to be liked. That's a big, big, big thing with me. And so that value sits there. And if I'm not liked, then I don't have value. So I bond with it, walked in, and they laughed. I didn't get the part. But before, during, and after, I was present as much as I could. And a lot of, speaking in the language of Catholicism, I call that the Holy Spirit. You know, I let God allow, however this was going to be, however this was going to come out.
And so in bringing that in, that part that is so scared and wants to be liked and doesn't think he has value unless he is liked, with embracing that part, you show up and the Holy Spirit shows up, because if you try to block part of yourself, then you're not really present.
Yeah, and to let God breathe through me. You know, everybody is wounded. I've discovered everybody is wounded. You know that, Frank, right? The big bird thing, it crushed you.
It was tough. Until I revealed it earlier, it was hard. I was holding it.
It was hard. You know, at first you probably thought bird flu, wow, maybe I'll pick up this gig on Sesame Street. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't thought of it that way, but yeah.
But there's a wound. And once you realize that everybody has this, there's this togetherness in loneliness. But I rediscovered the crucifix. God sits there in
tell
full
me
truth.
about that.
The crucifix isn't this. God is wide open with his pain. There's only truth there, and he's fully exposed. And it's ironic, through that pain is total truth. So I want to avoid.
All his wounds are open, they're not closed.
It's not closed.
And in fact, he wasn't wearing a cloth, he was naked. Talk about exposed.
Talk about it. I felt exposed wearing a leotard. Imagine being exposed.
Rightly so.
The wounds are open, everything is there.
And I have a crucifix, and one hand is off, and he has a dove. I don't know if you guys seen that crucifix. And I thought, this is wonderful. He's handing me peace through this. So I think it's a concept that's hard to grab until you kind of go through that and seek that pain. Because pain and those secrets, the more I push them away, the more they will find me and follow me like a monster.
So it seems like secrets hide the truth. And maybe that's another component to secrets. Maybe people don't feel safe enough in many instances to be that vulnerable. Maybe we need more safety, more love, so people can be vulnerable with their secrets.
I think you're absolutely right. We have to pick and choose where and when we're going to reveal what, because we want it to be safe.
I mean, like me at the beginning of the show, I revealed my secret to you, and I know you and Chris have known each other a little while, so, is she safe?
It was just me and you and Christine and thousands of viewers watching, Frank. So, you know what they say, no shame, no gain.
Right.
Or something like that.
So to conclude, I think exposing the lies that we believe about ourselves, the secrets we have that keep us feeling in bondage, even more lonely than we would otherwise, to share in a good way, in a godly way, is so important. Sharing sins with a priest in the sacrament of reconciliation, very safe.
That's
priest,
safe,
it's safe. He cannot share that with anyone.
Right.
He takes everything to his grave. He has that seal of confession upon him. Certain friends are safe. Certain groups for healing, 12-step groups, are safe. There are places, because if we drag that shadow around too much, it will swallow us.
That's true. Speaking of some 12-step groups, and it's attraction, not promotion, but a lot of people will go there and feel that they're the only ones with a problem, and someone else will speak up, and it will just be the exact problem. And there's just such a union and there's a love there that happens with that vulnerability, and it's a lesson for me. It's a certain intimacy that I have avoided in my life, and it's always work. It's never this thing. It's a thing I'm beating myself up about, and it's a thing we hate about ourselves. But you get it out. But you're right, in a safe context, Yeah. Otherwise, it chases us. It becomes a monster.
Right, and it's a lifelong process. But that monster, when it's brought to the light, becomes light.
Yes.
And that's why 12 steps promote anonymity for everyone.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah, that's why we're not supposed to know that you're in that group.
We'll just call you Frank B.
That would be good.
Did I say something wrong?
Frank B. You've said so many things that were wrong, but that's your shame. So she's bringing that forward. She's being very intimate with that, and it's like, So this was fun.
Thank you so much.
This guy
you
over
have
here,
really
thank you.
helped us,
And
Frank.
there's the money shot. Do you have like
He likes money. So
Frank?
thanks
Money?
for
Someone
bringing
say
that
money?
up.
Frank, if you had a fist, let's pump it out there. There you
Right,
go,
that's
buddy.
the best
You're all right,
you can
Chris.
do.
Thanks for joining us. I learned a lot.
You know what? I'm going to watch you instead of Big Bird.
All right. Huh? Did you hear that? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you for pumping up his ego.
All right, so I got to go.
Okay.
You're out. You're done.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Bye, Chris.
See you later. Bye.
All right.
Hey, Frank. See ya.
See ya, Frank. Chris. Yeah.
It's okay. It's your secret that you don't know your own name.
This was a rough show for me.
Really? How come?
Vulnerability.
Rough, huh?
Yeah.
What were you feeling?
It was just tough. I felt reluctance. I felt challenged, really. But actually, now I feel free.
Really?
Yeah. Did I ever say that on that show? On this show? Free.
No, you haven't said that.
There you go.
Because you got your Big Bird secret out?
It's out there. Yeah. I expect some phone calls later, but it's out
Big
there.
Bird might be calling you.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you feel better.
If I get a better offer from Sesame Street, well, we'll cross that bridge later.
Yeah. Don't bring that up.
No.
No, it's not safe.
It's you and me, Christine.
Okay,
you and
good.
me. Focus on that.
Yes. And remember,
Don't forget those ties of faith.